What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be doing another Rate My Squad video, or I Rate Your Squad. So, pretty much I did one of these on Saturday, and I know it's only Wednesday, but again, the Saturday one was delayed a little bit. That was meant to be out last Thursday, but again, like Wednesday, Thursday in general is when I do these videos. And also the thing is that more than likely, not more than likely, it's either tomorrow or Friday we have content. My prediction would be tomorrow, but it could easily be Friday. And being completely honest, because this video is going to be uploaded a few hours after I finish it, we could already have content announced by the time this video's up. But anyway, yeah, not the biggest deal in the world. But anyway, so this is going to be another Rate My Squad video. And if you guys want me to rate your squads, just leave or tweet me at dbgyt_ with hashtag Rate My Team. That's pretty much how I find them all. And if you DM me or send me on Instagram, I will not be rating the squad. Just letting you guys know. And also, you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 150,000 subscribers by the 1st of May. As of right now, we are about 10,500 off, which is not bad. Not a bad number at all. So we're definitely on track to hit it just around that time. So hopefully we can. But anyway, now we're going to get on to the first team. So this team right here, I like to run pick and pops, willing to sell anyone. Was going to hold on to Team Mac and Middleton until the market goes back up after All-Star break. I have absolutely no idea what the market's going to be like after All-Star break. So pretty much this is the squad right here. Phillips, Middleton, T-Mac, Giannis, Cat. Okay, so you've got nobody that can play the power forward that can shoot, which is a little bit... Actually, no, you're fine, because you can put Jefferson at the 4 if you're struggling. Because you should always have a backup for Ben Simmons. I like Ben Simmons. I think he's a really good card. I use him on my team. But you should always have a backup for him because he can be a liability. I'm not going to say he is a liability. I'm not going to say he's often a liability, but he can be a liability. Cat is a bit of a liability on defense, but so is Brook Lopez. Your point guard situation, you don't need to change anything. I like Lance Stevenson. Obviously, T-Mac's one of the best guys in the game. Richard Jefferson's great for someone that's locked in. I'd say once the market picks back up, sell Middleton, because we're going to get a million Middleton type cards over the next couple of weeks that are going to be significantly cheaper. Just use some sort of replacement for Ben Simmons, like even putting in at the end of your bench, throwing in a Karl Malone would be an advantage there. And at the center position, honestly, like Cat's no better than Amatis Braniani. Cat's very, very weak at the center position. I like Ryder. I think Lynn's very good. So yeah, really just the center position, just get a little more defensive minded and have someone at the end of your bench in case Simmons is struggling, and maybe just downgrade Middleton. And other than that, pretty good team. So I'm going to give this team a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely usable. And again, my rating system is basically, if it's a 7.5 out of 10, it's good. It's not one of those ones where average is 7.5 out of 10. Average is 5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10 is good. And then 9, 10 out of 10 is elite. So willing to make any change to the team, can get around 50k more MT. Okay, let's have a look at this team right here. That is a little bit too zoomed. Okay, so Nash, Vince, Odom, Blake, and Embiid. Phillips, Oladipo, Granger, Smith, and Ayton. All right, your center position is fine. Your point guard position is fine. You don't need to change anything in your centers or your point guards. Lamar Odom himself is fine. I think Granger's fine. Josh Smith is fine. I think with Oladipo, I don't think he's enough better than Lance Stevenson that he's worth the MT. Like, I would advise you to probably sell Oladipo and buy Lance Stevenson. Because again, Lance Stevenson has got over 86 ball control. Not having 86 ball control is a killer for Oladipo, and he is quite undersized. A really good card, but I just don't think he's worth it for the price because there's a lot of better, cheaper alternatives. I don't know what price Vince is right now, but I really, really do like that card. If you can, maybe downgrade him. If you really like Oladipo and prefer him to Vince, then maybe get rid of Vince and put in Stevenson. But I don't think there's any point having MT tied up in a Vince Carter card because he's good, not great. Lamar Odom, fantastic. I'm not going to say anything about that. Problem with Blake, no clamps. So if you are coming up against a Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're going to have to play... Actually, no, I'd advise you, because this team's well over 85 overall anyway. Well over 90 overall. Use the last 3 on the bench for players. And what you specifically need is a wing. That's all you need. One wing is all you need in the squad. Because if they're running the Giannis, Blake Griffin's going to get eaten alive. So you got to be able to push Lamar Odom up to the power forward position and then slide someone else into small forward or 2 guard and Vince Carter up. So basically, you just need a backup wing so you can push up Odom to guard someone like Giannis. If you're not coming up against Giannis, you're fine, but there's always a potential of coming up against a Blake Griffin, a Giannis, or coming up against, trying to think, Aaron Gordon as well. Miles Bridges, anyone with Hall of Fame quick first step, he's gonna be destroyed by. So that would be my advice for your team. Overall, though, probably 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Decent squad. Okay, so this squad right here. No money spent, run pick and pop or drive and kick. Like to get fast break points from steals. Okay, ready to sell players if necessary. Alright, so first of all, our starting lineup is like a 9.5 out of 10. Our starting lineup is elite. This team is elite. I'm not gonna lie, this team is absolutely elite. Jimmy Butler, if you don't play Jimmy Butler much, I'd sell him. If you do use Jimmy Butler a lot, and he's just down as one of your last three off the bench, obviously keep him. There's no point having that much MT tied up in a player, especially because someone like Derrick Jones Jr. is going to give you about 67, or it's probably going to give you about 85-90% of what Jimmy Butler is going to give you, or even using like a Landry Fields for 4k MT. You've saved your 45-50k MT, and if it's someone that's your last three off the bench, it's not going to make a difference. Or if you do use Jimmy Butler a lot, then obviously keep him. Point guard position's fine. Magic, Nash, and Jeremy Lin. I cannot, like, there's no other suggestions. Any other suggestions is completely subjective. There is no out and out better player. Buddy Hield is like a better Ray Allen. Is the best shooter in the game, in my opinion. Miles Bridges, fantastic. Giannis, obviously he's Giannis, and Bam Adebayo is maybe the best center in the game. You got AD in there. You got Antoine Walker evoed up, who's unbelievable evoed up. Kawhi Leonard is fantastic at the 3. And this is a 9 out of 10 squad right here. This squad is fantastic. And also, if you need a big center in there, you got Shaq. You got everything. Your last three off the bench are all defenders. They all bring something a little bit different. Lin's a dunker, so he brings something different to Nash. Jimmy Butler's a little more height than Stevenson. Although I do think he's maybe not the most worth keeping just because of his price. Is still really good, and Shaq's really good. This team's fantastic. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, no doubt. And no money spent, pick and pop, drive and kick. I kind of like, that's not an actual style of basketball of 2K, but it's literally the way I play. So I kind of know what they're talking about, what they mean by that. But around 50k for improvements. Okay, so first of all, you don't need to spend 1 coin on improvements. You do not need to spend 1 coin. Honestly, because you've already got Steve Nash there, it means that either get rid of one of Steve Nash or Ben Simmons. Like, there's a free Simmons code that I'm still pretty sure works. So use the Simmons code and get the free one, and then just sell that Simmons and get a little bit more MT. Because I assume you're playing him a power forward if you've got Steve Nash in there as your third choice point guard. If not, running 4 point guards is not the smartest thing in the world. But there's no real upgrades. Like, for 50, you're not getting an upgrade in this team for 50k, and I'm pretty sure you know that. Like, the only player you could say for 50k that might make it the team is Lamar Odom, and I still don't think he's absolutely spectacular. No, I'm straight up. There's no changes you can make, except maybe you can get up to like 110k MT by putting in Simmons here, the free Simmons, or if you do like running Simmons the point guard, then just replace Steve Nash with like a 3. Someone like a Landry Fields, because there's no point having 4 point guards in your squad. But other than that, really good. Again, 9 out of 10. Probably pushing up, probably getting close to 9.5 out of 10 there. Have 0 budget, thank you. Alright, lovely. So I can actually make some tips here. First of all, I like your backcourt of Mitchell and Stevenson, and then Lin and Ryder. That's pretty good. One, you've got Simmons playing at the 3. Simmons can't shoot. Simmons cannot play at the 3. He will struggle big time in offense. You've got Gasol, who is too slow to play at the 4. You've got Ayton, who's alright. Keep one of Gasol or Ayton. You've got Carmelo Anthony, who's terrible on the bench. Like, that is the weak link. Like, sell Melo, pick up literally anybody. Like, pick up anyone new. Like, spend 1 KMT on picking up Klay Thompson Ruby, the new one. And that's probably a better option than Carmelo Anthony. He is so outdated. He was outdated when he came out. And he's still just so outdated. So Melo, definitely get rid of him. I know he doesn't go for much, but get rid of him. Have even spend like 2 or 3k MT on like a Shaquille O'Neal at the end of your bench, because, or if you want to keep Marc Gasol and put Marc Gasol at the end of your bench just because Lopez is so slow laterally, and then move Simmons up to the 4, because he can play at the 4. I would not play Simmons at the 3, and then just get someone at the 3, someone like, again, like a Landry Fields type player. If you have zero budget, someone like a Klay Thompson as well will do, and it'll make this team a little bit better. But like, I'm sorry, like at this stage of the game, I can't rate this team any higher than, it's average. It is average. I would feel like I'd struggle with this team, so I can't rate it any higher than 5 out of 10. A few changes to be made that can make it a lot more usable, but the way this team's structured right now, 5 out of 10. Okay. 5 out pick and pop player, willing to sell anyone beside Bam, use Giannis as main ball handler, and Ben Simmons when he's on. Okay, so this team right here. Okay. This is good. This is a really good team. So I'm guessing you're using Walker at the 3. You got everything covered with your bench 3. You know what? This is like an 8.5 out of 10 team. 8.59 out of 10. Especially because it's not the most expensive team in the world. Obviously, I would never suggest to sell Bam. I would never suggest to sell Miles Bridges. For their prices, I will never suggest to sell Nash, Chauncey Billups, or Donovan Mitchell. Lopez gives you an extra little, is an extra type of player on the team with range extender. Brings something completely different to Miles Turner. Turner is one of the best defensive players, defensive bigs in the game. You've got Karolinko, who's a lockdown defender, as well as having Hall of Fame dimer. Obviously, Simmons is Simmons, and Walker is fantastic. So, obviously, Butler is as well. And this is another 9 out of 10 team. There's no changes I can suggest. Like, straight up, there's not. There is nothing that I could suggest to make this team better for their price. Yeah, sure, there's a couple of changes that I think maybe that could be made. But then, these are all just my opinion, these changes. These changes are not like, these changes are subjective. These changes are, for me, they'd work, but may not work for you. Something like replacing Antoine Walker with Derrick Jones Jr. to save MT. Like, Walker's probably better. You guys, from 90% of the people, that's probably going to be a downgrade. For me, I think they're kind of even, but again, that's just my opinion. It's not like saying something like Chauncey Billups is better than John Stockton, because there's no question about that. Chauncey Billups is better than John Stockton. Or that Lance Stevenson is better than the previous Melo. They are things that there is no argument. Like, you cannot argue that any of those cards are better than any other card. However, like, there's arguments to be made that for this budget, this is the best possible squad. Like, you could make a legit argument for that. So, yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 squad is basically the team I used in my gameplay yesterday. Okay, so willing to run, willing to sell. Okay, this team is interesting, because your bench is a 9.5 out of 10. Saying that right now. Your starters needs a bit of work, and a big reason why it needs a bit of work is this combo right here. Neither of them have got clamps, and neither of them are elite rim protectors. So I like Simmons, and again, Simmons paired with these two guys doesn't really work that well. So, especially, well, to be fair, you do run a little bit through Simmons. If you're going to play Simmons at 3, you better have an out-and-out stretch 4. And like, even for no MT, even just something simple like a Marcus Morris for just in terms of fit would work. Or for the center position, here just kind of a rim protecting guy that can shoot a little bit. Someone like for this specific lineup, because Blake Griffin's got no clamps, a Miles Turner might work a little bit better. What I would advise is to almost use a small forward here at the power forward, or move Simmons up and get a small forward in like Landry Fields. But starting, that's probably 7 out of 10, bench 9.5. I'm going to give it as an 8 out of 10. So yeah, a pretty good team right here. Just these 3. I'm not even going to give that much advice. Something needs to be changed. One of these, like, you can keep 2 to 3, but one of the 3 needs to be changed. Other than that, your bench is fine. Bench is perfect. There's no need to change anything there. So I run a lot of isolation and pick and roll. Not sure if I should change up my squad. Okay. Jokic is a bit of a weak link, especially Jokic paired with Blake Griffin. Jokic paired with Blake Griffin is the same as Bargnani paired with Blake Griffin. You're going to struggle big time on defense. Your starting lineup, 9.5 out of 10 again. Bench, I like Levine. I really like Levine. Ja Morant's really good. Richard Jefferson, if you have his release down, is good. Blake and Jokic. Good cards. Good team. Bench, we're going to give maybe a 7 out of 10. This team's probably an 8 out of 10. Like, it's not a bad one right here. Not a bad team at all. So, yeah, usable, definitely. Do I think it's a great team? Probably not. These two guys are kind of weak links in the team again. Like, I like Blake. As much as I like Blake Griffin, he is, at this stage, he is just outclassed. He's a bit of a weak link in a lot of teams. So, I know he's free and stuff, but even like a Karl Malone's better than Blake Griffin because he can play a bit of defense. That would be an upgrade. And also, like even a Miles Turner over Jokic, or at least make sure you have one of your last 3 off the bench being, or 2 of your last 3 off the bench being a clamps player and play power forward or small forward if you move Jefferson up, and also a clamps player at center, or not even a clamps player, a good defensive center. Okay, try to play defense, push the ball, fast break for most of my scoring. Otherwise, ball goes in PG's hands. I have 215k. This is a flex. This is an absolute flex. Like there's, like wow, Bama Adebayo for Hakeem maybe. Like that's it. That's literally it. And this is a flex team. There is no doubt about it that this is someone that just wants to flex. Anthony Davis power forward's fine. Giannis is fantastic. Kawhi, LeBron, MJ arguably the best player at each of their respective positions. Penny really good. Ray Allen, T-Mac. Your last year at the bench cover the point guard through center. Yeah, maybe Bam Adebayo for Hakeem. Other than that, I can't make any other suggestions, to be honest. Maybe Lamar Odom for Hakeem and push Anthony Davis to center. Other than that, this is a 9.5 out of 10. This is someone flexing, to be honest. I like clamps on guards and wings. Use Books 2018 for set. I like pick and pop, scoring and transition with my wings. Where can I improve? Okay, so this is an interesting one because it's the first time I've seen a diamond Iman Shumpert, who I know very little about. So, bench lineup. Again, I'm not a fan of running Simmons at small forward, but it's fine because he got shooters surrounding him. Point guard position. I don't know how I feel about Shump, to be honest. I actually do not know how I feel about him. So I'm not going to make any statement, positive or negative, about the card. I have no idea. Buddy Hield is good. Kawhi Leonard is good. Karl Malone, Yao is a good combination. Maybe I would use 3 guys at the end of your bench, because if you are struggling for speed, you can always move Bam Adebayo and push him in at center. And then at least you need to have someone on your bench that can kind of slide into power forward if they are destroying Yao. Because while Yao is fantastic in 90% of games, if you are playing against opponents who knows how to abuse Yao, you're going to really struggle. But other than that, no, like it's a really, really good team. This is I don't know how I feel about Shumpert, so I'm going to refrain from giving it a 9 out of 10, but I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, definitely. And the only real, and again, there's no real improvements that can be made that are guarantees to be improvements. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. So we've gotten some really, really good squads in this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.